Hi boys and girls, welcome back. Today for our learning video, you are going to need the Play-Doh from your April take-home kit. It looks something like this in a plastic bag, and it says Play-Doh on it, and it's a variety of different colors. When you have this in your hand, take it out of the bag and go ahead and feel it if you haven't already done so. And remember that Play-Doh is smushy, but not sticky. So if your Play-Doh is a little sticky, you might need to add a little flour to it. And that will help it not stick. Today we're going to use just a piece of our Play-Doh to practice our letters today. And we're going to do what I like to call rope letters. Now when we do this video, you're going to actually watch me move the camera towards my hands so that you can see what I'm doing on the table next to me. If we were in school, I'd be sitting with you on either side of me and I'd be showing you how to make these different letters. But on the video, we have to be able to be a little creative, and since my technical skills aren't that great, we're going to basically turn the video in just a second to my hands. The first thing you need to do though is take this Play-Doh that you have in a big ball. You're not going to need all of it at the same time, and take a big hunk of it off. And use a piece, there's going to be a big hunk and a small hunk, or you could roll it into a ball and say that there's going to be a big ball and then a smaller ball, and I want you to take the smaller ball and put the other part aside for a little bit. This is the part that we're going to use to make a rope. Now, when we do this, we're going to need to use both of our hands on the table. So watch as I move the camera to show you what it should look like when your hands do it. You won't be seeing my face again for a little bit, but you'll be hearing my voice and seeing my hands. All right, there we go. So now I'm going to take this Play-Doh and I am going to roll it back and forth, back and forth. I'm using two hands and a lot of my fingers are touching the Play-Doh. And I am going to make the longest rope I can without it breaking. Now the great thing about Play-Doh is if it breaks, you can just smush it all back together and try again. I'm going to keep going so it's nice and long. And I'm going to stop when it looks about like that. That's pretty long, right? It kind of loops in the middle. Now I'm going to make a letter that is very easy. I'm going to start with the letter O. If you think you know how to make the letter O, go ahead and take your rope and do it. Let me remind you that you can stop this video at any time so that you have extra time to roll something out or extra time to make something if your Play-Doh rips. But an O would just be looping it together. I'm actually going to put it on a little bit of a plastic plate here so I can stick it to the plate and hold it up so you would see what it would look like. There's the letter O. And remember, we make the O with our writing utensils. We always start at the top. I can turn this O very quickly into another letter. I opened up my O and I made it into a, if you said a C, you are correct. Can you do the same thing? Now, if this becomes tricky for you, as we go on with more letters, you can have an adult in your house make letter cards. These were the letter cards we used in our last video. And you could put the Play-Doh on top of the letter card. There's the C that we just made. And there's the O that we just made. But now I want to try to make a letter that has made out of straight lines. This is the big straight line, and this is the short straight line. So in order to do that, I'm going to need two pieces of my rope. So watch as I do that. Oh, I mushed it up without really thinking about it. I'm going to roll it out again as a big long rope. Oh, I'm getting some bumps and bruises. I'm going to push it back together and try again. And remember, I've been doing this a long time, so I might work a little faster than you. Pause that video whenever you need to. And I'm going to make it a little shorter this time. And I'm going to make myself a long line and a short line. I'm going to go back to my green plate. Put my long line down, and then I'm going to put my short line down here like this. I'm going to smush it down so I can hold it up for you. Hey, is that the letter L? Yes, it is. L for Lina, Liliana, leopard, lollipop. What else can you think of that begins with the L sound? I hope you thought of a few things. We're going to do a few more letters before this video ends. The next letter I would like you to try to make is also made of straight lines. It is a letter that we have not had a chance to talk about, but almost all of you in my room knew this letter because it's so distinctively looking. It's the letter X, and it's made with two straight lines that cross each other in the middle. X marks the spot. You often see that on some of your TV shows or in your books. There's an X that marks the spot for where the treasure is. So let's make an X. Now, can you think in your head, what will we need to use to make that? Will we need 1 long rope, 2 long ropes, or 3 long ropes? If you said 1, think again. But if you said 2, you are absolutely right. We're going to make it with 2 long ropes. Here we go. You can do this one of 2 ways. I'm going to make it by dividing my Play-Doh into 2 pieces or 2 balls already. And then I'm going to make them one at a time. I don't know, maybe just to be different. So here I go. I'm rolling it out. It can be as long or as short as you want your X to be. And I'm going to put that one aside. And now I'm going to get the next one. Make sure my Play-Doh is all smushed together so it doesn't flatten out the wrong way. And here we go, rolling it out into a nice rope, or sometimes in our room we called these snakes, didn't we? Going back to my plate, and now the tricky part for this one is going to be to put it on a diagonal. We haven't talked a lot about our diagonal lines, but they're the slanty lines, like in the A's that we've made, or in the V's that we've made. And so here we go with the letter X. Mine's not so perfect. Hopefully yours can be a little better. But the best thing about Play-Doh is, if that line's too long, you can take a little off and smush it up. Or you can start all over again if you don't like it. Let's try 2 more letters. My next letter I want you to try is this letter, D. That's right. This is a straight line down and a curvy line around. So now we're doing the straight lines and the curvy lines. We're going to need 2 ropes again, and one might have to be a little longer than the other. This could be tricky for you, but take your time. Remember, if you can't get it the first time, don't give up. Keep trying. This time, I'm going to make it a long rope. And I'm going to roll it out with my 2 hands again. And as I roll it out, I put pressure on it and I stretch it out to the very ends. And I can start back in the middle. If I find a spot where it's a little too thick, I use a little bit more pressure in that spot. Okay, I've got a nice long rope here. And now I am going to make a short line and put it on my plate for the straight line down. And then I'm going to do the belly around, and when I do that, I have a little too much, so I just chop off the straight line down. But my point is, I'm trying very hard to make a D for Danny and Daniel and Duck. I love the D, very nice. For Daddy and Donut and Dog. Can you think of anything else that begins with the D sound? Very good. Our final letter for today is going to be this letter. This one is the letter E, like egg, elephant, Evelyn, everything. Straight line down, and then we like to say in our room, hat, hand, foot. So I think I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4 different lines. That's going to be a little bit different than the ones we've already made. I'm rolling out a nice long snake one final time, and hopefully you're joining me with this. Putting pressure on the fat parts to make it work. And then I'm gonna take a piece at the top for the straight line down, and I'm gonna put it on my plate. And remember, I'll hold it up for you in the end. And then I need 3 little lines. Hat, hand, foot. And I just made the letter E. Love it. I hope that you had fun making ropes today and turning them into letters. I would absolutely love it if somebody in your family could take a picture of it and send it to me, and I'll be sure to add it onto my teacher webpage and add it to the photo gallery section. Have fun playing with that Play-Doh and keep it in a safe place because we're going to need it again real soon. Have a great day. Make sure that you cough in your arm and wash those hands all the time. Bye, boys and girls. I can't wait to see you again. Have a great day.